Well, hello, welcome, I'm John David. So this is a revisit video of the iPhone 11. The iPhone 11 is with me since 2020 October, around 9 months of usage. And this is one of my favorite iPhone ever, just because how much it offers for the price. So if you're considering one, then there are some things you should know. The phone design is more or less similar to any notch iPhones from the front. It has the curved sides, you will find typical iPhone tactile buttons on the left and the right sides, and the whole iPhone feels smooth all around because how the glass from the front and the back glass meets the metal frame, it's just so seamless. That brings me to the phone size. Compared to the iPhone 12 series, it's slightly bigger, mostly due to the bezel size and the design differences, but it's still a very handy device. I mean, for me, it's a very much of a one-handed device because right beside it, I'm using the iPhone XS Max, which is pretty much a big one. So I actually prefer the curvy frame. It is good for continuous long usage. I actually really like holding it. Now, mine is in pristine condition. It has no scratches and all, but hey, it's a glass sandwich, so you better be careful. So now mine one is in green, but most of the time it looks teal. I really like the color, by the way. There are other color options as well, like you can get a red, yellow, purple, white, or maybe a black. Yes, the metal frame is color matched one and it's aluminum, not stainless steel. But it's premium nonetheless. It's not as sexy as stainless steel. But for the price, it's a great build quality. It's in the heavier side a little bit, like 194 gram, but I think it's a part of the premium feel, right? Now I'm going to tell you about the display. People complained about it even when it was introduced. Just let me tell you, I used the OLED iPhone, the iPhone XS Max, and I never really felt the shortage of resolution or even the screen quality. I never really felt it on the iPhone 11. It's so good. And yes, compared to the launch price or even the recent price, you can say it's not justified enough, but neither the quality nor the resolution is an issue. And yeah, YouTube might show you 1080p option, but it's just playing at 720p anyway, so yeah. But the display size isn't that massive because think about it, a big 6.7-inch display with 720p resolution, it will be bad as hell. But this one, it doesn't. And I really like the display size of it, by the way. It's not big, not small, somewhere in the midst, perfect. And it has very good color accuracy. The bezels are even though symmetrical, but it's still a thick one. And it is noticeable even if you're coming from a slightly older smartphone with top and bottom bezels. So this one is a chunky boy. But if you are putting a case on it, then who cares? Well, how can I forget about the notch? And you know what? It's a functional one. And with iOS experience, you're not gonna feel it's there after a few days of usage. It's only noticeable if you watch anything in cinematic format most of the time. And that's where I feel the interruption a lot. Other times, I'm truly saying I have never seen the notch. But if you're coming from even mid-range Android smartphone with punch hole, you will notice it for the first few days. But over time, interacting with iOS, you will totally gonna forget it, like magic. Now, it's a 60Hz panel, so there is no 90Hz or 120Hz. There is nothing to complain about because iOS animations are already so smooth. And if I'm talking about the notch, then I have to talk about the Face ID, right? Is it anything different than other Face ID phones? No, hell no. Convenient and inconvenient at the same time. So when you're like unlocking some apps or doing a payment or stuff like that, it's like magic. But other times it's really frustrating. Like when you're trying to unlock the phone and the phone is placed in certain position, like it's a lot of struggle. Now here's the thing. I got the phone without the charger in the box. So if you're buying one, then you have to get a USB-C power adapter from Anker or Apple or wherever you want to buy, or get a USB-A to lightning cable if you have an adapter, USB-A adapter. But if you have wireless charger lying around in your home, then you can charge it wirelessly, but at 7.5 watt max. Now that brings me to battery life. Well, it has a 3110 mAh battery cell and the battery life is real good. Now mine has still about 98% battery health, by the way, but whatever, it still is in a 1.5 day battery life. My usage includes call, YouTube, slight bit of text and tons of talking to Siri, and then the biggest one, I shoot a tons of video on it, so my camera usage is around 54%. Now if I'm using the camera heavily, mainly to shoot videos, then it definitely will go down faster, but I can still trust the battery life totally. Now I don't really play games on iPhones, so with my kind of usage like video shooting, which is the most demanding task for any smartphone, this thing doesn't disappoint. So I think you will not be disappointed at all even if you buy the phone and play games or do other stuffs. Even right now I'm shooting the video on the iPhone 11, so you can guess the camera quality. And that brings me to the camera. One thing I just want to tell about the camera, it's fantastic. And hey, if you're liking this video so far, then hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. It will help me a lot. I appreciate that. So if you're an Android guy, the photos comes out like less contrasty, less saturation, kind of flat. But if you're an iPhone guy, then it's the typical iPhone quality. Fantastic natural color reproduction, great dynamic range, and probably one of the best and consistent photo capturing experience like most iPhones. Now I have compared this with my iPhone XS Max and the difference is prominent most of the time. The upgraded Smart HDR and the diffusion makes a lot of difference. When you zoom in the daylight, you're gonna feel it, and in the nighttime, you're definitely gonna feel it. And there is another big reason for it. It's the night mode. Yes, the phone supports night mode, but only on the main camera. So the ultra wide and the selfie cameras doesn't have night mode. You have to buy the iPhone 12 for that. But the front and the ultra wide camera are really good in daylight or even good lights. The HDR processing and the ultra wide camera in daylight makes it insanely good, even in video. And the portrait mode, as usual, is super duper cool. I really like it. I don't always use it, by the way, but when I do, it's great. Sometimes even people ask me whether it's taken with a DSLR or not. So it's my most trustworthy phone whenever I'm thinking of taking video. So whether it's using its selfie camera or the rear camera or even the ultra wide angle camera, all of them supports 4K 60 FPS video recording. That's cool, right? Well, one thing I have to say about is the stabilization. It's damn good. Sometimes it's so smooth that it seems like you're using the iPhone on a gimbal. That too, even when you use the ultra wide angle camera. That is just super duper cool. So all in all, in terms of camera, I would say it's a great experience at any given moment. I just love it. It's so fine-tuned and reliable. Now talking about the CPU and the memory thing. Well, I'm gonna make it short. It's powered by 7nm hexa-core Apple A13 Bionic with 4-core Apple GPU, which is stupid fast. It's so fast you will never feel like it's lagging. It's like extra performance given to you for the future. This phone has 4GB of RAM with 64GB as base storage option, and there are 128GB and 256GB option as well. So for the Android guys, iOS is so efficient that it doesn't need that much of RAM. So 4GB plenty enough. But if you're buying the phone to use it more than a year or so, or let's say 5 years or 4 years, then definitely consider a higher storage variant like 128GB at the very least or 256GB, because that will be worth it, because iOS with 64GB isn't enough. Now you don't have free Google Photos, but yeah, you have the iCloud photos. You can upload the photos on iCloud paying extra. But now there is a big privacy concern around storing photos on iCloud storage. So you better spend a little bit more money on higher storage variant for local storage. Now the phone is a dual SIM phone, but it has only one slot because it is using the eSIM route to make it a dual SIM. So the phone also has IP60 dust and water resistant 2 meter up to 30 minutes, but I haven't tested it. I'm not gonna test it. Now this phone doesn't have 5G, and I don't think it's a problem to anyone. It has the ultra wideband chip, so if you have the HomePod Mini, then you will be able to use the handoff feature. And talking about the HomePod Mini speaker, the phone speakers are also so good. They are not as loud as my iPad Air 3, by the way, which also has a very rich speaker and very loud one. It is not that loud, definitely it can't be, but it is very rich in quality. At least that's what I can say. Now for the lazy and the busy people who came to this chapter directly, I have two ways to conclude this. Should you buy it or should you upgrade? So first one, should you buy it? So if you are willing to spend money on an iPhone that will make you feel like it's the best deal, then this is the one. Even without any discount from Apple Store, it's 1000% worth it. Now it came with the iOS 13, and judging by the past track records, it will get you the iOS 18 experience as well. Or maybe even more, because Apple is still selling them on their website. So maybe like the iPhone 6s, 7 years. It has color options if you want. It is a one-handed phone, great battery life, fantastic camera setup with 4K video shooting capabilities all around, slow-mo at 240 fps. A13 is stupid fast and will continue to be fast for 3-4 years. So why not? Why not to choose this one? It's a fantastic option till today. But then the next question, should you upgrade? Upgrade from iPhone 8 Plus or older models to this one? Well, hell yeah. You're gonna get a great experience with it and you're gonna love this experience. So if you're upgrading from iPhone 10, however, even though it's a huge upgrade in most areas, but there are a few downgrades as well you need to look for. So what are the things that you're missing? First and foremost, the stainless steel frame. Well, it can be a small thing for most of the people, but to me, it's a big deal, quite a bit. The second one is teleporter camera. You're missing a teleporter camera. So if you are a fan of teleporter cameras, you like it, then you're gonna miss one here. Third one is the biggest one. it's the display. It's a major downgrade. After all, the display is what you interact with and look at most of the time, so it can be an issue for you. But if you can look past all that, then it's a fantastic upgrade. Look, I'm using it right beside an iPhone XS Max, which has an OLED display, and I don't still hate the display of the iPhone 11. So I don't know why people will hate it, but then again, I have to consider everyone. So yeah, that's about it. If you guys want to see more episodes like this, please hit the like button, and please do subscribe and visit my website or watch my other videos. Bye and take care.